This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Oh yeah, the robot! Ooh, yeah! I should have been playing some Michael Jackson right then. Yeah, little Billie Jean, sure. Remember I used to have Billie Jean playing when somebody subscribed? That was pretty funny. Yeah, I got my podiatrist appointment for next Friday, so that's good. Instead of December, like OHSU wanted to do. It's weird, his foot just never, it just hurts. There's no stress fractures either. It's weird. Oh yeah, I have it on rewind mode, by the way. I want to see how it works. You know, because some people want to go back and... Listen, if you go back in rewind mode, everybody, don't start commenting in the chat about what you're now watching, okay? Because everybody gets thrown off. Well, we'll just have the moderators delete comments like that. Yeah, I'm just trying it out because we're going to probably do that on So Mean, allegedly. Because people always go, hey, what about the... Well, I mean, be on time, first of all. But, if you can't, maybe more people will watch a little bit and then kind of catch up to where you're at. And, instead of waiting for it to be over. I don't know. Just going to test it out. I'm gonna put a sound effect on for all the hellos. I'm fired out of it now. Hello, 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 30. You want to put 30, sir? 25 of them, you're out. I'm 25, 30, 30, now 5. I'm 30. Hey, try this one sometime. Just type in hello, everybody, and that's it. Like, you don't need to be hello to this person because they said hi, and hello to this person because they said hi, and hello to that one. It literally, well, you said literally, Gray. That means it's not literal. It's not true whatsoever what you're about to say. Yeah. Yeah, just go, hey, everybody, how's it going? Boom. Nailed it. I mean, can you imagine what's the mathematics of saying hello to everybody who said hello to you, and then everybody else does that? So if you have 50 people that say hello to 50 people, and then all 49 of those, the remaining people say hello to the other... I think it's like 4,000 highs or some shit like that. Maybe 5, I think it's... Let's see, maybe it's 50 times... 2,500 maybe, something like that. I'm just teasing you guys, but it is kind of funny sometimes. Good job, Julie Keith. See, hello all. Boom, worked perfectly. Yeah, so right now it looks like Scott is doing a little bit better. Like enough better where you go, wow, And so that is just crazy, man. You sort of wonder, do the prayers that everybody have for him, does that work? Because it worked for my brother, it seemed like. I mean, he was literally right on the edge of putting in the, well, let me just tell you how it played out. Now, today was the day they were going to decide if he needed to be intubated or not. But instead, he had some improvement a little bit. So they took off the CPAP mask, and he was on like 100% oxygen on the nose thing prior to that. And then they put back the nose thing on to test it out, and they put 55%, and he was maintaining a decent level. It was unbelievable with the nose thing only, not the CPAP thing. And then he actually took the mask off and ate food. I mean, apparently he can taste and everything, and Chasing Truth can't yet. So he's rubbing that in. That's what I was told. He's joking around now, which is amazing. I mean, you gotta admit, like, that's crazy shit, right? And so when he was eating, it went down to 80, his oxygen, which isn't great, but it's a way better than it was yesterday when it was, or 2 days ago when it was 70. Like, it was like, and then they put it back on. It got right back up to 94 or 5, and it goes up to 98 when he's on his stomach, I guess, apparently. So, man, unreal. So, boom! Good job, everybody. He's still got a long ways to go, and this thing does go up and down, ebb and flows, so you never know. But all I can say is, that's the first sign of improvement that I've seen since he's been in there. And man, just think about how it's just, wow, unreal. Yeah. Man, Carrie, you must be in the most unlucky family in the history of the world. It's amazing. Man. Let's see. What did they say? Yeah, it was. I mean, you didn't have to wait to the last second, right? You could have just Scott, come on. I mean, you didn't need to wait to the last second there. You could have, maybe he was holding back, Anyways, they think that maybe that the CPAP made his lungs stronger, interestingly. Man, I'm just hoping tomorrow it's a little better, and then even a little bit better, and then he can get the hell out of there. Well, you just did though, LM, didn't you? Yeah. I don't know. It's almost hard to believe there, Carrie, all the different things that you got. How's your eye doing? I don't see, your image looks pretty good. Yeah. Hey, Stacy, go ahead and say hello to everybody. I'm just joking around. Yeah, everyone wants to say hello. Yeah. So, I mean, he's definitely not out of the woods or anything, Scott, but definitely, I mean, that was just a really nice little recovery right there. Yeah, she's doing great. But sometimes, Carrie, when people are talking about other people, you don't need to bring up how everything that's going on in your world. We're kind of just trying to work through what's going on with Scott and everything. You know what I mean? Try to read the room a little bit sometimes. Yeah, unreal. So good job. So you notice that we're not talking about anything regarding the summer wells or whatnot. So we only got 150 people watching in here, and I still got to keep doing my. We're getting right near the end of the month. We're still gonna. Here's the thing. Even though I'm doing the other show, I got to maintain the same level of what we're doing over here. Does that make sense to you guys? Because that show isn't related to this one. It's just me on that show. Yeah. Okay, good for you. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Brandy Bradford. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it really sounds like a remarkable difference going on right now, just in his attitude for sure. But again, I mean, COVID goes up and down. This is just the first day I've seen of it, I've even heard about in the last week that was improved over the day before.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll do Chewbacca.
So, hey, thank you, Alley Cake. Awesome. Yeah, there was a little bit of news on that one. I do have information on that.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
Okay. Let me move over to that. All right. Okay, right here, there's an update on the hiker case of the 2 adults, 1 infant, or, you know, very young toddler. I don't know what you call a 1-year-old. If it's a toddler or an infant, but really, they all died, and then their dog died too, hiking in 107 to 109 degree temperature. And then it says, as of the date of this update, cause of death remains questioned. Detective continued conducting interviews and investigating all potential possible explanations for the death of Gerrish-Chung family. So basically down here is what we're going to be looking. Hey, wow, thank you very much, Laura Nelson. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, we just... the other channel is going to be its own entity. We're probably just going to have like a 1 level like of channel membership, like $4.99 or $5.99, and that's it. And if people want to be on there, great. If they don't, then they don't. But we're going to just do our own thing over there to go over some of these cases. Oh, man, see, there you go. I always forget that the audio is coming in.
For tonight, this channel, the other channels, and for all that you do.
Well, thank you. And so the thing is, I can't have my channel be different than it was. Okay? And the reason is because on that channel, I have to take the I have to pay the taxes on it, and then I just split the difference after taxes. So, oh yeah, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? I was thinking those were look-its, but that's the cat eye. So when there's, you know, it's a cool channel like that and everything like in that, and it's awesome, and we're gonna do memberships and everything. But this, I have my own goals over on this channel. Okay, so I don't know if we need to build up sort of a different base over there or how that would work, but it's just gotta keep on trucking. Because right now, 27.5, we're gonna get to 29.5 at the end of the year, I hope. And at the end of the, not the end of the year, at the end of the month. And then we're going to have 4 more months to go, because it'll be September, October, November, December. And it's very possible that we could get up to donating to charities in the true crime arena almost $40,000. Thank you, golly golly. I mean, isn't that wild? I mean, $40,000. Oh, and I heard it. There was an update today on the. I guess sequencing will be done tomorrow. It's finished or something, and then Colleen's gonna let me know tomorrow what the results were on the 1961 hitchhiker, the Bibb County case that we are paying for the genetic genealogy on. Thank you, Nicole Wilson. I know, Steven, I put it on. I wanted to test it out and see how, I just want to see how it works. People get really annoyed when it's not on, and I get annoyed as hell when it's on, but
Thank you for
I don't know.
all of your hard work at Grey.
Let me know what
Purple
the deal
Heart.
is. But you guys are way behind now, probably. Here, here's what I do. I'm going to count to 3, and when I say the number 3, then put a 1 in there. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's pretty quick right there. That's not a huge delay. Hey, here we go.
I'm fired out of it, 10,
Hit
down
the
15,
one,
on
one,
my
one,
little
one,
bird,
hit the
15,
one, hit the one,
15, 20,
72, 72,
hit the bird, 20, now 5, the bird, 30, and 30, and 30, 25, the bird, 30, you want to put 30, sir, 25, the you're out, I'm the bird, 25, the bird, 30, 30, now 5, I'm 35.
Nice. Are you being naughty there, Jennifer? Come on. Right. Yeah, there's still ones being put in there. Okay. All right, so we don't get to. I mean, I'm gonna try it out. I hate it too, Zozo. But if people can see it that quick, then I guess it doesn't matter that much. The part that sucks the most, though, is probably in 30 minutes from now. Somebody's gonna say, "So, Gray, do you think it was hyperthermia or?" And I'll be like, "What are you talking about? It was a gunshot wound." And then because they're referring to something that happened 30 minutes before. All right. So here's the update on the hikers. He was 45, she was 30. Their child was 1. Their dog was only 8. So 8's not terribly old, although it's an Aussie Akita mix. So, 8 years old for a bigger dog is kind of old, but 8's not, it's probably like a 50-year-old. They changed it, you guys, by the way. Remember how it was 7 years for every year for a dog? So you'd have these 15-year-old dogs out there, a lot of them, and they're 105. I mean, tell me how many 105-year-old people there are. So they've adjusted it over the years. It's 18 for the first year now, and then 4 every year after that. So I guess you'd say 28 plus 18, maybe that dog's about 46, something like that. But it was crazy how they would say, "Oh yeah." I had a dog that was 17. So are you going to tell me that she was, I mean, what is that, 119 in doggy years? I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Again, I'm getting back. Let me go through this timeline before I get to it. So, sequence was at 8/14/2021. John Garrett's researches Heights Cove hike via app. On 8/15/2021 at 7:45 a.m. This is stuff we didn't really have. Witness sees Gerrish-Chung family traveling towards the trailhead in their vehicle. So that's actually pretty early. That's a lot earlier than I was thinking. That's weird. So 7:45 a.m. What the hell happened there? Does that make any sense to anybody? Witness sees the Gerrish-Chung family traveling towards the trailhead. I mean, it makes sense that it was going to be a hot day, and that they took off early in the morning. So that sounds responsible almost, because it wouldn't, it might get up to 90 by the time they should have been done. If you walk 5 miles an hour, you could have walked, let's see, I guess that would be, well, it would take about an hour and a half to walk that distance, maybe 2. So if they got up there, let's say at 8. If they got up there at 8 o'clock, then what the hell did the sun wouldn't even be touching them, or it wouldn't even be that hot by the time they made it around that slope. It's a little bit confusing now. I mean, it's been confusing, but yeah, it's right there. Yeah, so apparently they would have got up here at probably 8 o'clock. I mean, even if you just add another hour to it, 9 o'clock. And then maybe 11, 11:30, they would be kind of over in this area. And it wouldn't be 100, it gets hot at about 4 o'clock. That's when it gets to 107. Man, what would have held them up back there? That's just such a... And the thing is they really could have been over in this area at 10:30. And then you have to say, well, then would it have been heat stroke? Because the sun at that time would be, I think, more over beaming like this. I mean, we can check that out again if you want. Let's see. Well, I can't do it. It takes too much time to set up. Hello, Hazelnut. I don't know. What are you guys thinking about this one now? That's really bizarre. So 7:45 they were seen going up there. But then they were reported missing the next day at 11 p.m. So people probably assumed they made it home. People don't call each other every day all the time. And then the next day they were supposed to go to work, and then somebody finally called in at 11 p.m. Reporting the family missing. Then on the next day at 1:53 a.m., the family car... Okay, so it was reported missing at 11 p.m. And then 2 hours and 53 minutes later, the family car is located. And that was early in the morning. And then 2 minutes later, a search and rescue mission is initiated. And then 10 hours later, the family, maybe, well, not even 10, 9 hours later, family is located by search and rescue. So they must have walked around the other direction first, maybe. And then 8:19, autopsy completed on the family and the dog. They're pending toxicology still. Search warrants issued for phone found with family on the 20th. Also on the 20th, search warrants issued for family home and cars. Nothing significant located. I think it's just something happened to him that's not nefarious out there. Additional water samples collected from water sources along the trail area were collected on the 23rd. On the 24th, cell phone delivered to FBI for data extraction, awaiting results. And that'll tell you exactly where they were. Although, if they don't have a very good cell phone reception out there, it might be hard to track them. Hopefully one of them was wearing a Fitbit or something. 8:25, search warrants issued for possible social media access. So it's interesting that they're kind of looking into a whole bunch of angles here. Entire trail loop is approximately 8.5 miles. 5 miles of the trail consists of a steep southern exposure path with little to no trees or shade. See, boom. That's exactly what I've been telling you guys. Right here, this is the steep southern exposure, and there's no trees on that entire route, just these little tiny areas. So that would really limit your ability to escape the sun and cool yourself down. Now you want to know what county it is? Let's see. Should be green. I don't know. I mean, does it matter? Mariposa, I think. Alright, so the entire loop is approximately 8.5 miles. Spot weather for the area indicates temperatures during, and it's actually a combination of two different trails. It's not actually that name that they keep telling you. Spot weather for the area indicates temperature during 11:50 a.m. to 5:50 p.m. ranged. Oh, so even at 11:50 it was 103. So that's not good. I could easily see them still being around. You know, maybe they just didn't hustle. They were just kind of slowly walking, doing their thing. And if they got back, started going up that hill at 103 degrees, that's not going to work out. The sun, even if the sun isn't beating down right on them, it's 103 degrees going up the steep cliff. And then here we go. Additional testing, talks, no results received as of this date. Gerrish-Chung toxicology sent to labs. Canine samples sent to multiple labs. Multiple water samples taken in the area and of water the family had with them were taken. Cause of death ruled out. The following have been ruled out based on evidence recovered or through investigation. All other potential causes of death remain. There was no gun or any other type of weapon. There's no chemical hazards along the Savage Lundy Trail. So it has nothing to do with these two things. So, I mean, none of us really thought that it was going to be those things anyways. So, we knew the family and friends of John and Ellen are desperate for answers. Our team of detectives are working around the clock. Cases like this require us to be methodical and thorough while also reaching out to every resource we can find to help us bring those answers to them as quickly as we can. So there you go. The update is that it's no gunshot wound or hazardous material. And I don't think that includes the water being poisonous. Yeah, 103 degrees walking up a 2,000 foot incline. I mean, look how, let me just do it like this. Watch this. So from here, that's 3,339 feet. This is 308 feet. Okay, so that means they walked up 310 feet of incline in just that little distance there even. How about if we do it like this? This little tiny, I'm just going to measure it as a crow flies. A quarter mile of ascension. Right there. So now let's go ahead and look at this. This is 3,027 feet. And then right there is 2,339. So you're going up in a quarter mile, a 650 feet up. You don't think you're just going to be absolutely in 103 degree temperature. You're carrying a 1-year-old that probably weighs 20 something pounds, I would imagine. You got some water with you. You're just, I mean, I could just easily see being heat exhaustion here. And how about this? Let's just do the initial part of this walk here. I'm going to go from here to right here where the bodies were found. That's not even a mile. 0.69 miles as the crow flies. Now walking, that is probably 1.5 miles at least. I mean, I could just do a rough little Ding, 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 ding. You know, like this. Don't even try to be accurate, but it'll be pretty close. I'm going to see if my 1.5 miles was somewhat accurate. Now 1.44 right there. So let's say if you started down here, watch this crap. Right here is 1896, and then right here is 3014. So in the 1.44 mile walk, they had to go up like 1,200 feet in the air. I mean, that is insane. Okay. And that's where they're found, and they had almost the same distance to go, although the top of it is 3,841, so it was another 841 feet to go. So sun's beating down on them. That's probably what happened. Hey, thank you, Hazelnut, to Oogla Boogla Freaks. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, well anyways, that's the update on this case, alright? I don't have any more. I still think it's going to end up being something like heat exhaustion. I've ruled out rattlesnakes, everybody. Do you feel like that that was wise of me? You know, we haven't ruled out rattlesnakes yet, although we see no bites. And I gotta admit, that's one of the dumbest things. It's still out there, everybody. That is still showing up in articles. You know, hey, thanks, Kathy Freidenmaker. Yes, we've ruled. Listen, I am going to rule out the herd of wild snakes that bit all of them at the same time. It was the weirdest thing you've ever seen. It was like snakes on a plane, or you know, one of those movies. They came out of nowhere. Yeah, it's ridiculous, Cindyland. They said, we haven't ruled out rattlesnake bites yet on all 4 of these people, or, you know, 4 of the beings. However, you know, we didn't see any physical bite marks. So not only do we not see any physical bite marks, we think it could be these new, you know, these tiny, tiny needle-like fangs that these new types of snakes have that we haven't even heard about. So we can't rule those out yet. A species of snakes that you cannot see the bite marks from, and apparently they were all bit at exactly the same time. Yeah. Okay, so 3 adults and a baby too. Like the adult saw the snake and used the baby to shield the snake away, and then he got bit too. And then the guy went over. Oh, huh? I know, it's Denise, okay? I know. I just say Dennis sometimes on accident. But I know you're Denise. Oh, that's okay. Are you doing that just for me, Denise? I've said Denise most of the time.
Hey, Gray, you like my new name?
Look at that. She's trolling me. Listen to this. It's Denise, not Dennis. Hey, look, I get called Gary. You can be a Dennis every once in a while. Oh, yeah. Denise, not Dennis. You should say, shake my head, instead of Smith. It's almost got the same letters. Just get rid of the I and the T. It's Denise, not Dennis. Shake my head. Yeah. Okay. So you guys ready to get on to the actual case? And by the way, it was the Jeff S. sent this to me. Well, he's actually he told me today what he was. He was the lieutenant in charge of the homicide division in San Diego at the end of his career. So there you go. Okay, he's the one that's helping out on funding on the DNA cases, and then also, he sends me interesting cases every once in a while. And this is one of them. So it's back in 1964, and believe it or not, some people say that they actually have it listed as one of a possible earliest Zodiac killing cases. Interestingly. Like maybe one of the first ones, if not the first one. Alright, here we go. So we're going to do the same way we always do it, everybody. We're going to go through these articles and get everything mapped out. I've already kind of mapped some stuff out, though. There's not a lot to map out, but let me... There it is. Okay, here we go. And there's this video on YouTube. It's just crystal clear news footage from that time about that case. I mean, the footage is the clearest. I mean, it's just ridiculously clear. It's just black and white. Okay, sniper slays young couple on honeymoon. A young Navy couple was slain Wednesday night by a sniper who apparently wounded them from a distance and then shot them in the head at close range in execution style, police said. The victims were Johnny Ray Swindle, 19, and his bride of less than 3 weeks, Joyce, 19, both of Jasper, Alabama. Police said Mrs. Swindle was dead at the scene with gunshot wounds in her temple, left arm, and back. Swindle, a Navy radioman, 3C, died less than 3 hours after he was taken to a hospital. He was shot in the temple, one arm, and a thigh. Hold on. Police said they found .22 caliber casings on a cliff overlooking a concrete patio where the bodies were found. 2 more casings were found beside Miss Swindle's body, officers said. The gunman first fired on the couple from 50 feet away, police said. Swindle's billfold is missing, and robbery is a possible motive in the shootings, Police Inspector O.J. Rhodes said. Rhodes said there was no evidence of a struggle at the scene. Swindle and his wife were married January 18th, and this is February 5th or 6th. January 18th in Jasper, and returned to San Diego a week ago. Swindle recently was detached from the USS Hanson, and police said he had orders to report for duty at Bremerton, Washington next week. I think it was the 5th, actually. So let's see if there's anything different. These are all from the same day. A young Navy couple was slain Wednesday night by a sniper. The victims were Johnny Ray Swindle and her bride Joyce. Police said Miss Swindle was dead at the scene with gunshot wounds in her temple. Police said they found 5 .22 caliber casings on a cliff overlooking a concrete patio. Looks like some of this is the same. Let's see. Swindle recently was detached. Okay, and then right here. On their nocturnal strolls, the couple regularly stopped at a hamburger stand to drink coffee and chat with the operator and other strollers. But Rhodes said that no one who might have seen them Wednesday night has been heard from. No one living on the beachfront area has reported having heard gunshots, but police said that the roar of the surf could easily have muffled that sound. Yep. So let me just do like a quick poll here. See what people say. Kind of a dumb poll, but let's just see what you answer on that one. Hey, thank you, Butterfly Kisses 12. Welcome. Okay. So a young Navy couple was slain Wednesday night by a sniper who apparently wounded them from a distance and then shot them in the head at close range in execution style. Let me try a different one here. Hold on. Alright, so that one's done. Okay, here's another one. And the answer was 86 something else. Do you think the killer knew the victims? Police said Miss Swindle was dead at the scene with gunshot wounds in her temple, left arm, and back. Those are the one in the arm and the back were the ones from a distance. And it's interesting because it sounds like maybe she was shot at more times than Johnny. Let's see. So the Navy radio man died less than 3 hours after he was taken to a hospital. So he was still alive for a while. He was shot in the temple. Oh, so he was shot a lot too. Temple, one arm, and a thigh. So 3 different shots there too. Police said they found 5 .22 caliber casings on a cliff overlooking a concrete patio where the bodies were found. Let me just show you where this is. Apparently it's right here. I don't know if it's probably different than it was back then, but it's right around in this area at the end of this street right here, down here. And it almost looks like what used to be there has kind of been washed away. It's a really crappy 3D model of that area, but here's this concrete down here. So they could have walked down here. And we'll see some images and see if we can locate exactly where later. So it could be, like, I think these steps might have been there back then. It's hard to say, but we got that on the screen. The gunman first fired on a couple from 50 feet away. Swindle's billfold is missing, and robbery is a possible motive in the shootings, Police Inspector O.J. Rhodes said. Swindle recently was detached. Yeah, we got that. And this looks the same about the nocturnal walks at the hamburger stand. Okay, now we're on to the next day here. Thrill kill figured in newlywed's death. A newlywed couple stroll along a picturesque stretch of beach ended in horror when a sniper's bullets cut through them from behind. Then they were shot in the head close up. I don't think it's like a sniper. I mean, it wasn't a rifle or anything. Police say it, well, they don't know for sure, actually. Police say it may have been the act of a thrill killer. The gunman perched Wednesday night on a ledge on a craggy cliff overlooking the Pacific. He took advantage of a moonless gloom to conceal himself. The roar of the surf muffled his shots. Slain were Navy radioman 3C, Johnny Ray Swindle, and Joyce Swindle. Swindle had married his childhood sweetheart January 18th, and they honeymooned in a 3-room cottage 9 blocks from where they were slain. 5 shots were fired from the sniper position, police said, and 2 more from close range. And actually they were staying, let me show you where they were staying. They put the address in there in one article that I found. At 5073 Voltaire Street. So right here. And that pretty much looks, I think, the way it looked back then. A little different fence here maybe, but you can tell just by the structure that's been that way. So they're on their honeymoon. They were walking down here. Would stroll to the beach. 5 shots were fired from the sniper position, police said, and 2 more from close range. Another stroller found the couple in a pool of blood in a patio at the foot of a steep flight of stairs. See, there you go. That's the flight of stairs, I bet you. Right here. See, and I think that's the patio down here. At least there used to be. It's hard to really make that out. Let me see if there's some... Is there any... Man, there's no way to see that. Let me get rid of the 3D look. See if we can see it better. A steep flight of stairs. The patio is behind a retaining wall where the surf pounds at high tide across a strip of rocky beach. On the edge of the retaining wall, police found a box of Valentine candy. You know, I sort of wonder if that was their candy, or did the killer leave that there as like a signature? They assumed the Swindles bought the candy while on their stroll, but why would they buy Valentine's candy on the 5th? I mean, I know they're on a honeymoon and maybe it was just kind of like romantic and everything. But and then why would you put the candy on a shelf somewhere? Wouldn't you hold it in your hand? I don't know. They assumed the Swindles bought the candy while on their stroll, but they said it could have been left behind as a deranged killer's calling card. That was in the next sentence. So that would be a signature. An autopsy showed Swindle was hit 4 times in the back, the left thigh, left ear, and right temple. So Swindle was hit 4 times in the back, left thigh, left ear, and right temple. He died in a hospital less than 3 hours after the couple was found. Their landlady, Miss Maria Smith, said Swindle had been on leave since their marriage, and the two spent part of each day fishing. They rested in the afternoon, and at night they strolled. He said he couldn't keep his wife away from the ocean. It fascinated her, said Mrs. Smith. She described the Swindles as shy and quiet as a couple. Swindle told Miss Smith when he paid a month's rent a few hours before the fatal stroll that he and his wife had a few friends and that they would look in on Miss Swindle after he left later this month to report for duty in Bremerton. Let me see what that's saying. Told Miss Smith where he paid a month's rent, a few friends, that he and his wife had a few friends and that they would look in on Miss Swindle. Okay, so she was still going to live there and he was going to check in at the base up in Washington. He was to join a ship there that is due to return to San Diego in March. Edwin Nelson, 35, who found the victims, said he heard the mortally wounded Swindle gasped, and let's see, "My God, how much blood does a person have?" he said. Nelson said the stone surface of the seawall was covered with blood near the bride's body. Yeah, jeez. Yikes. That was a pretty informative article there. So it sounds like, you know, he had some friends that knew that he was going to be going up to Washington, and they were going to look in on her. They were renting the place. He was shot 4 times, I think thigh, ear, back, and temple. And I think she was shot 3 times, so I think there were 7 shots, but 5
So
cases.
far.
Thank you, Lee D. An attempt at surfing. Let's see what this poll question says. What the final results were. Hold on. Do you think the killer knew the victims? No, 56, yes, 43. Okay, that's pretty close. Pretty close, only 92 votes. Edward Nelson, 35, who found the victims, said he heard the mortally wounded Swindle gasp, "My God, how much blood does a person have?" Jeez. Sounded like it was pretty brutal, like there was blood coming out of his neck. So maybe that shot in the back, although if it was from above, the shot in the back wouldn't go up into the throat. So that must have been the shot in the, maybe one of the ones like that went in the ear, actually went through his head and then out his neck, and it didn't actually hit his brain. And the temple one is, man, it's amazing he lived for 3 hours. Yeah. All right, and then I found some more articles in the genealogy websites that are actually from San Diego newspapers, which are usually have a little bit more detail. Hey, thanks Michelle Niklas and Matt Pavia. Or is it Pavia? See, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Did I say it right the first time, Matt? Let me know. Oh, wait. Well, it might be 20 minutes because we're on rewind mode. Oh, Pavia. Okay. There you go. So, Matt Pavia. Thank you. Police said yesterday a young sailor and his bride may have been shot to death by a psychopathic killer. Because the sniper slayer may still be at large in San Diego, Police Chief Wesley S. Sharp requested the public to help find the slayer. The couple was killed Wednesday night in Ocean Beach. Everything in the investigation of the double murder points to a psychopathic killer, Sharp said. We need all the help we can get from the public to locate the killer and his weapon. Detectives said the two were first shot from a distance. Then they said the sniper moved in close to fire fatal shots in the head with a .22 caliber weapon. The victims were Johnny Swindle, 20, and his blonde bride, Joyce, something like Arm. They were found on what is called a patio area of the Silver Spray Apartments. Oh, there you go. So we actually we can type it in. 5116 Narragansett Avenue. There we go. Should be right in this area. Okay, so is it this patio area? Yeah, the thing is they said it was the end of this road, and look how steep those stairs are. But maybe they're just, I don't know. I don't know why they're giving that address out. And plus, we don't know what it looked like way back then, but that building looks really old just looking at it. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably been there that whole time. Wait, can I get on here? Oh man, how come you didn't get somebody to get on here? Come on, Google Earth. That's lame. Although it's not a driving, you should have walked out there with your little handheld. That would have been so perfect to just look over there. A detective said the two were first shot from a distance, then they said the sniper moved in. Okay, so the victims were Johnny R. Swindle, 20, and they give the address. They were found on what is called a patio area of the Silver Spray Apartments at 5116 Narragansett Avenue. Overlooking the sea, she was dead. He died 2 hours later in a hospital. I thought it was 3. An open box of Valentine's Day candy was found on a ledge above her body. Detective Inspector O.J. Reed said Swindle had bought, the ocean candy for his bride at an Ocean Beach store 30 minutes before. So now it sounds like they're clearing up that the candy was bought 30 minutes before. Last night, 18 detectives, headed by Lieutenant Raymond Hubler, continued the search for weapons and clues. Hubler was called into investigation after recently being promoted to lieutenant and transferred from homicide to narcotic detail. So now they're saying that the candy wasn't a signature. An autopsy revealed Miss Swindle died instantly when a bullet struck her in the back of the head. Other bullets had hit her under the arm and in the left side of the back. Swindle was hit in the left ear, right upper temple, left thigh, and left side of the back. 7 .22 caliber bullets were found in the bodies of the two, and 7 empty .22 caliber shell cases were found at the scene. 5 casings were found 50 feet up the cliff. Wow, so the killer was up there and he shot him 5 times and obviously hit one of them in the head from up above because he shot 5 of them there. One hit an ear and in the temple. What was the other shot? Let's see. Had hit under his left arm and the left side of the back. Swindle died instantly when... Okay, Swindle was hit in his left ear, right upper temple. Okay, so he was hit up here, and then his left ear was hit, and then she was hit in the head. So that means one of the headshots was actually achieved. I would imagine it was the graze maybe to the ear from up above, and then the killer went down, and then... So 5 casings were found up above, and then he went down and went... just boom, boom. I would bet you that both temple shots were from after he went down there. They were injured, probably going, oh my God, they were writhing in pain, and he just went up and boom, boom, from close range, both of them. I wonder if they did stippling tests like that back then to see how close. Yeah, so 5 casings were found 50 feet up the cliff from the area. Where the victims were found, 2 other casings were near the bodies. These shell casings gave police some indication of how the couple was slain. Detectives said the sniper fired... see, watch. This will be exactly what I said. I'm just going to guess. I'm going to guess. And don't worry, I didn't read it. I don't do that. It's pretty obvious, though, right? I mean, detectives said the sniper fired 5 shots from the cliff. Then the sniper approached and at close range fired fatal wounds into the head. I bet you both of the temple shots are those. It is a possibility they were killed by someone they never knew, Homicide Lieutenant William Schenk said. The landlady where they live said they had no visitors since they moved in and were a quiet couple. The couple were married in Alabama January 18th and were honeymooning here, waiting his reporting to duty aboard the radar picket ship Chevalier, now in Bremerton, Washington. They lived a week at 5073 Voltaire Street, 9 blocks from where they were shot. Police homicide investigative teams concentrated all night and through yesterday on Ocean Beach for clues and for the missing weapon. Detective Captain Edwin DeBolt said relatives of the victims in Jasper, Alabama reported they knew of no enemies of the couple. The relatives said Swindle married the girl next door, whom he had known 8 years. So they knew each other when they were 11. 8 years, and they left 5 days after their wedding for San Diego, arriving here January 29th. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this video that's out there. And the video is by CBS 8 San Diego. And then we'll play it again later. But let's just play this so that you have a better visualization and we can maybe figure some things out a little bit. Alright, so look how incredible this film is. I mean, obviously it's not video. They didn't have video in '64, but watch this. See, some of this is there's no audio. But look how absolutely clear that is. It's unreal. Those are the bullet casings. They're walking along. Oh wow, they actually had a picture of her. Oh man, I didn't know that. Hold on. Wow, so all that stuff's blood right there. That dark. Yeah, what a nightmare. I didn't know they had a picture of her there. He's at the hospital. See, that's what's crazy is he's at the hospital and she's dead on the ground right here. Look how clear that guy is. I mean, that looks clearer than video you see today. Hey, thanks, Emily Flotilla. But see, like, that's something you could put on a wall right there. Right, this shot right here. Look at that. That is just absolutely insane. Like, if you frame that, that would be a great picture on a frame. Look at that. Look at this. I mean, just like a detective at work. Yeah. I like stuff like that. I mean, you know, it's like a morbid scene, like what they're working on. But, you know, things like that, man, that's something that somebody would sketch. You know, you got the dark contrast and everything. It's really good. That's weird. I never saw that. So that's where they lived. 5073. Never got the newspaper. Alright. So maybe we can try to make out where they're standing here in a second. Yeah. So maybe that pier's not there anymore. Let me rewind that a little bit. Huge beach there. So it's almost like they are looking over like this. Without that. This thing isn't there at the time. Yeah. I mean, look, just look how crazy that is. How clear. Oh wait, maybe we can get a better shot of that. So that's what that looked like. I wonder if that's just right here, this deal. Or even right here, maybe? There is audio here in a minute. So I think, what is that? Oh, that's a casing, a really tiny. Wow, look at that. They actually have his footprints standing there, looks like. So that's not a, those are his footprints. That's not a bullet casing. That looks like a missile that was left in the dirt there or something. Look at these guys. They're going to go out and look for any, like maybe a weapon, perhaps. I don't know. Look pretty fruitless. Like, who'd want to be in that? Alright, so those are the apartments they're looking at. So now let's go back to the apartments. And I think they look pretty similar. Still. See, I think we're looking at maybe these three or these three over here. Yeah. See, they have a different awning, but that one, and that one look like they're this one, and this one. Although it's 573, so I don't even know if they're filming the right one. I think it might be in this building over here. So if you turned around, it's probably going to be one of these. Oh, you can almost see it. Hold on. Ah. I could make out the numbers. I think that might be the one. Let's see, like a 7 something at the end. So everything's the same. Alright, back to this. Now I don't know why they have this out there, because I don't think they found a gun.
And Shank, where were the couple standing when they were shot?
By the seawall in this observation point right below here.
Were they apparently admiring the seascape at the time?
Well, certainly that's a possibility. Their landlady says they frequently
And then there's an officer walking down there.
took walks along the beach.
And it's amazing how clear it is. It's just like watching a video.
Evening, there was an unopened box of Valentine candy on the wall alongside. I think that's a logical assumption, yes.
He shot 5 times then. From what distance?
Well, that's around 50 feet away.
Let me go back to the wall. I just want to check on things as they're talking. So I really think it's these steps right here, right around in this area. And I bet you things have eroded over the years and fallen off. Like it's not quite the same as it was. You know, this stuff here should be the same though, right? Those rocks. So I wonder if that crack right there. Let me find a different month where the water might be a little bit lower. There we go, that's one. I can't imagine those cracks changing too much. Although, it is California with the earthquakes. So is this crack right there? Oh, that's it. That's unreal. Don't you just love Google Earth? Or really, just me, okay? Come on, you guys. No, but look at this right here. See this crack right there? And then see how that opens up like this? That's right there. That has to be. That's the spot. And it's right in the right spot. And then look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. See this right here? See that? That little indentation? Right there. Unreal. Unreal how you got stuff like that. It's either right there or something. It looks like that. I don't know if that's the spot, but this crack is going to be there. And see how it opens up like that? That stuff doesn't change that often. So I think that's the crack. I don't know if that's the spot, but look at that. And it's right down below. And so that actually matches up with the stairs that we were talking about right here. Yep, because that continues on. See that? It goes further than the stairs. And that crack goes a little bit further than the stairs. And so right at the bottom of the stairs there'd be 2 poles. And these guys are standing, you know, maybe somewhere around in this area. And that guy that's walking was walking right down there. Okay, so now we've got that. Let me look at some of the yeah, see that now that makes sense too. See this part that sticks out right there, and then it goes on to that over there. So I think they might have been on this thing, just like they were saying. And so let's watch this. That's right here, this patio. So I think she was killed right here, and the guy was up in the air over here, and then he went down and then finished them off. And it's kind of hidden. You're not going to hear a lot from being there. You like that one, Rita? That's pretty good, right? Yeah, so now I want to go back really quick and see an image of her again. Yeah. So I bet you this wall right here is like this one. Right there. And they said 50 feet away. So let's see what that looks like. It looks like they're kind of standing in this area. And if we go feet, that's 50 feet right there. 50 feet.
And Shank, where were the couple standing when they were shot?
By the seawall in this observation point right below here.
Were they apparently admiring the seascape at the time?
Well, certainly that's a possibility. Their landlady says they frequently took walks along the beach in the evening.
Yeah, that right
there was
there
an
is
unopened
right here.
box of Valentine candy on the wall alongside. I think that's a logical assumption, yes.
He shot 5 times then. From what distance?
Well, that's around 50 feet away in a straight line and, I would say 15 or 20 feet higher above where they were standing.
What was the caliber of the bullets?
22 caliber.
You don't know whether it was a rifle or a pistol.
No, we don't.
Did you find any cartridges right near the bodies?
2 ejected cartridges nearby, yes.
The assumption possibly then is that after shooting from long range, he went down and shot at closer range?
Well, at least there are 2 empty cartridges there. I wouldn't care to assume anything, but I don't know any more about that.
Thanks very much, Lieutenant Shank. Mrs. West, when you went to the scene of the shootings, what was the situation?
Well, she was like she was on her stomach,
Yeah,
and
that's how we
his
saw her.
arm was partly around her. She didn't move, and you could see he was gurgling and gasping. You could see his throat, a lot of action there, and groaning with it. And of course then I ran back up because I knew we needed an ambulance.
Did it appear that the woman was dead at the time?
She didn't move, and the maintenance man had looked, and he said she didn't move either. And
Did it appear that her husband was attempting to protect her?
His arm was like he was sort of on his side, and his arm was around her. Her face was down, but it was a little bit towards the side too. It was down, but a little bit to the side, and he was trying to protect her. And that's the idea you got, despite the fact he was gurgling and everything. That was real.
I mean, don't you guys just think this is incredible footage? I mean, it is crystal clear. It's not like, it's almost film quality. It's unbelievable.
Bad.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Shields, in your apartment, a block and a half away from the murder scene, what did you hear last night?
Man, I bet she's a genius. Look how big her brain is. Oh, wait, no, that's the hair. Never mind. Forget it.
Well, I heard 2 gunshots. They were about 2 to 3 seconds apart. And then I heard a man scream, "No, no." And I didn't relate him at the time, but I thought, well, maybe somebody's getting robbed. But since my husband's gone, I don't venture outside at night by myself. So that's all I heard, and that's what I told the police.
This was at about the same time as the murder was believed to have taken place.
It was about 8:30 last night.
Strange that nobody right near the scene heard any sounds of shouting or of shots fired.
Well, the explanation they gave for that, since the man fired the first shots up on top of the cliff, when he came down here, the people couldn't hear it because of the wall that's right here. But the sound carried from here to where I live. I mean, it carried by, I guess, waves, whatever you want to call it. But they say that's why they didn't hear him on top of the hill.
These were probably the 2 final shots which were fired at close range.
That's what he said, that was the 2 last shots that killed him.
That's the landlady.
Mr. Smith, when did you rent the apartment to the boy?
Last month.
Was that before they were married?
Yes, sir, it was before they were married.
Did he say then that he was going back to Alabama to get his bride?
Yes, sir, that's what he told me, that he was going back to get his bride.
What sort of a couple were they, as far as you know?
Very fine couple that I would like to have in the court always.
Did they have very many visitors?
Not at all, haven't seen no one here.
Did she say that she liked to look at the ocean? Was that the reason they took these trips every night along the ocean?
Yes, he told me yesterday as he was working along that Joyce was terribly fascinated by the ocean. Cannot keep her away from her.
When was the last that you saw them?
3 o'clock yesterday afternoon when he left me.
What was he doing at the time?
He was finishing a painting job for me.
Oh, he was doing a painting job for you. Was he trying to earn some extra money?
Yes, sir, that's what he said. They need the money because they were running short on money. And he was very glad to do some work for me.
They were both very good tenants?
Seemingly they were very quiet. That's all I know about them.
Did he say that they were
Take 2.
Did he say that they were childhood sweethearts back in Alabama?
Yes, sir, he mentioned that to me.
He's like, God, can we get a better? Yeah, this guy is just, you know, he's like, he doesn't seem like a reporter that really gives a damn about. He's just trying to get a good piece. You know? It's like the one in Die Hard. You remember that guy? Did you get that? Did you see that? Right? Like, she just wasn't as interesting for him as he needed it to be. Although he's got some good interview, you know, he's interviewing all these other people. Chloe! Yeah, I think she was found right there. That's what I think. And you're kind of looking at it like that. Or more like this. So. Alright, well there you go. Yeah, Chloe does that high-pitched bark. Man, it's almost time for a vacation, isn't it? Hour and 22 minutes in. Got to get the, you know. I think what I'll do is have animations for different drinks and so forth. So I don't have to drink every single time. Yeah! Come here, Chloe. Come here, Chloe. Chloe, come here. Chloe, come here. Oh, it just keeps biting Blue in the ass over and over again. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. She's going nuts on me. Dun, dun, dun. Come on, Chloe. It's weird, she's biting the blankets and everything. Hey, come here, Blue. Oh, I think they want to go outside. Hold on. Thank you, Brandy Bradford. Thank you, LM and Brandy Bradford. Yes. So, you know, on this channel, we try to make, you know, like, usually try to bring in like $250 every single night. And that way, we're able to do those donations at the end of the month. And it also makes it reasonable for me to do the show every single day. All right? So that's why we'd have the vacation time break for people to help me out. And the channel out, everything. It helps everything, you know. So, like I said, 40 to 50% of the take-home YouTube revenue goes to crime-related charities, and we're at 7,000. I don't know, 7,500 maybe at this point, or 27,500. I mean. Thank you, Emily Flotilla. And life is short. Dun, 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 dun. Anyways, that video is pretty sweet, isn't it? Jeff S. sent me a link to that, too. Thanks, Rita Schaefer. A banana, thank you. And Matt Pavia. Hey, got it right the first time. Ah. Well, her lips aren't swollen anymore, so that's good. Thank you, Tawny Lee. Yeah, I didn't make the video. That guy sent it to me. I just couldn't believe how clear it was. Dun, 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 dun. I know, it's wild. I might have to make something with that. Dun, dun. And now we're about 70%. That's one of the fears that I have when I have another channel. Is I can't have it be different over on this channel. You know, like I don't want it to like. You guys get what I'm saying, right? It's different. Yep, the freaks. Because the deal is I have a lot of the generous freaks, right? So when I do collaborations and another channel, a lot of my generous freaks for my channel go over to the other channels, and then there's not, and we're spreading it out instead of like I'm trying to help her make it so that her audience is very supportive of her, like you guys are for me. You get what I'm saying? I'm just having Gatorade with ice. Because that's the key on YouTube. What are you referring to, Gene Fish? I don't know what you're talking about. Or you're back? Oh, you're in rewind mode. I see. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle Davenport. And Life is Short. That's a song, right? By Too Short.
Love your
or
show,
rap,
Ray.
anyways. Cheers, Nicole Wilson. Yeah, that shot that you had me take last night really, man, just totally hammered. I wasn't hammered, but it just hit me hard. I think that's what happens when you have an empty stomach. Just went. Yeah. I don't really know. I used to like whiskey and water. Like a little bit of water. Or whiskey, water, and then
Cup.
ice, you know, just. And then rum and cokes are good. But I only have, I don't drink that much. It's just like I'll have a drink during a show, like one, right? I don't sit there after the show and keep drinking. It's not like it used to be. It's not this, like when you're younger and you're going to the bars and stuff. Thanks, JD. So here's a deal. I will tell you the one time when hey, wow, thank you so much, Michelle Sakura Griggs. Yeah, it's probably a good idea there. Life is short. I was never felt like I had to, I was never addicted to drinking. Like I could just go, I don't want to drink. And even when I'm drinking, I'd go, I'm done drinking. A lot of times alcoholics, once they get a few drinks going, they can't really stop drinking. And they just keep going. And a lot of times they get, black out. And they just get over and over. They can't stop. It's like I think it's like, turns into an opiate almost in their system. Where it's just different. Because I had a friend that was kind of like that. Scotch and soda? What kind of scotch, Emily? Like you don't put the really good scotch in there, do you? Like Glenlivet or something? Or McAllen? Yeah, I can see that. Definitely can see that. Oh, you like Glenlivet, huh? But you're gonna mix in soda water with it? Glenlivet seems like it's really good if you put it in a glass with just like one tiny ice cube or something. Yeah. Yeah, not as young as we used to be, that's for sure. Alright, well, I guess I'm done with the vacation. Thank you guys for about 85% now. Almost there. Did I finish that one? Alright, so we watched the video once, and then maybe at the end we'll watch it again. Blue's fine. What do you mean, what's on the agenda? We've been going over the same case the whole time. Slain newlywed seen thrill kill victims. Police say a thrill killer may have been the sniper. I think we went over that one. There's absolutely no indication of motive unless the missing wallet indicates robbery. There is no triangle in the background of the young women. Nothing which would lead us to their killing. Excitement motive. Said Lieutenant William Schneck, it's entirely possible they were killed by someone they never knew, someone whose only motive was excitement. And that would be like the Zodiac, right? On the ledge of a retaining wall, police found a box of Valentine candy. Investigators assume, but I thought they've already cleared this part up. They assumed the box of Valentine candy. Now let's see. So Valentine candy. Investigators assumed the Swindles bought the candy while on their stroll, but they said it could have been left behind as a deranged killer's calling card. I think we already did this one maybe. Let me go to the 8th. So now we're a couple days in. You can tell when my wife's home, you hear all these sounds going, like the sink. And San Diego Police Laboratory test yesterday showed bullets that killed a young couple on a San Diego beach Wednesday night were not fired from the same weapon used to kill Robert Domingos and Linda Edwards. See, those two people have long been associated, and this is a 1964 article with the Zodiac Killer too. On the beach east of Gaviota Beach State Park, June 4th. So we are, and this is, I guess, I'm not sure, let me see what year that is. So it must have been 1963. The laboratory test confirmed findings of a preliminary comparison of the bullets that killed the young couple in San Diego with descriptions of those that killed Domingos and Miss Edwards, furnished by the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department. Sheriff Webster went on to say that the findings do not rule out the possibility that the same killer committed both crimes. To check similarities, the sheriff yesterday dispatched two detectives to San Diego, Joe Rodriguez and Gil Chera, both of whom have been among those working on the Domingos Edwards murder case from the beginning. Similarities give rise to the possibility that Southern California is faced with a maniacal killer who preys on young couples along beaches. They used to call serial killers maniacal or maniac killers. The San Diego couple, Johnny Ray Swindle 20 and his wife of 3 months, Joyce, were found shot to death on a cement patio beneath a seawall at a lonely stretch of ocean beach just north of Point Loma. Domingos, 18, and Miss Edwards, 17, both of Lompoc, were found shot to death on a lonely stretch of beach at Canada de la Posta, maybe, which roughly is halfway between Gaviota Beach State Park and it's just easier to give the address out. The bodies of both couples were riddled with .22 caliber bullets sought by Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department for questioning in Dominguez. Edward Slayer is a bizarre beachcomber known to have frequented the beach area where the bodies were found. The beachcomber is described as white, 6 feet, approximately 160 pounds, approximately 40 years of age. Says sallow complexion, I don't know what that means. And often appearing clean shaven, but sometimes appearing with a mustache. His face is described as noticeably long and slender with a sharp nose. His walk was noticeably erect. He frequently was attired in military type clothing consisting of fatigue type trousers, green in color, and Eisenhower jacket. So anyways, they're looking for a beachgoer, sort of a homeless type guy. So they don't have any clues. Police remain without clues in the slaying of newlywed. A sniper killed Johnny Ray Swindle, a sailor, and Joyce Ann, his bride. They were both 19. Since the outset, 20 to 25 detectives have been on the case day and night. The response from the public has been terrific. We have to hear from anybody who saw or heard anything in the Ocean Beach the night of the slaying. Police have made ballistic tests of about 40 weapons in an effort to find the murder gun. Detectives in helicopters have scanned rooftops. Skin divers have searched the nearby ocean. Well, I mean, most killers don't just toss their gun if it's a random one like this. Additional uniformed patrol men have been assigned to the area to relieve worried residents. The newlyweds were standing on a concrete patio, watching the waves strike the beach when struck from behind with .22 caliber bullets. The killer finished them off at close range with bullets in the head. Lack of a clear motive has led police to say the slayer may be a psychopath who killed for thrills. Besides the murder weapon, police are seeking Swindle's wallet, which Stevens said probably contained very little money. He didn't have very much, Stevens said. Yeah, he was painting for the landlady just to make money. UPI Rene Leon Trudeau, an 18-year-old transient, is held by the police for questioning in connection with the slaying of the young honeymooning couple. So they actually ended up finding that guy. They were notified by a priest from St. Patrick's Church that he might be dangerous. So, anyways, I don't think it didn't turn out to be him. And February 12th, youth with urge to hurt quizzed. That's kind of interesting. An 18-year-old transient, so that's the same person, was held by police today for questioning. Detectives said Rene Leon Trudeau, described as a part-time janitor at a downtown bus depot, was booked in city jail on suspicion of murder Sunday. A sniper gunned down Johnny Swindle, 20, and his 19-year-old bride, Joyce, both of Jasper, Alabama, last Wednesday. Police said they suspect a psychopath fired the 7 shots into the young couple. Trudeau was arrested after police notified by a priest from St. Patrick's Church that he might be dangerous. The priest told Trudeau came to him Saturday and said he had hurt some people and wanted help. He said the youth left before they had a chance to talk. Police Lieutenant Robert LaFoon quoted the youth as saying, I have the urge to hurt someone, anyone. I would hurt you if I had the chance, any way I could. That's why I saw the priest. I guess I need help. What the hell's this guy's name? You know what? We should just do a separate search just randomly on this guy in newspapers.com. And see if he ever comes up again in his life. He sounds like a kind of person that might. There he is. Rene Leon Trudeau. I'm just going to see if he comes up anywhere. Well, he lives in Florida. That's a telltale sign. That's got to be the same one, right? How old was he? Yeah, that's him. Born in 1945. Died peacefully June 7, 2015. Hold on. Now I'm going to check some other one. Yeah, he lived a long time. Man, 45 to 15. Well, I guess he would have been only 70 years old. Because in 60... Alright, hold on. I mean, aren't you guys interested in this guy a little bit? This guy is Rene L. Yeah, there's only going to be one. And he was... Well, he should only be 70. Huh, they have him at 76 on this. Oh yeah, he would be now if he was still alive. I see, yeah. Yeah, he died in 2015, I see. Yeah, there's no criminal, he has no criminal record on file anyway. So let me go back. Yeah, he was in the Navy too. He worked in construction for many years and retired as a construction supervisor. Another job that a lot of serial killers do. Just saying. So he was in the paper in 1964 for being arrested, and that's really it. Only when he died when he showed up again. So maybe he just didn't do anything. And maybe, who knows if that's even true, that he said that he had the urge to kill. I mean, who knows? Yeah, these are all the same day, February 10th. Interestingly, other people have looked him up. Other people have clipped that out. Thanks, Eula S. Come on, jeez. And now we're on February 14th, Valentine's Day. 5 police officers spent yesterday walking along the ocean cliffs in an effort to uncover any new evidence in the sniper slaying of a young Navy couple in Ocean Beach. Johnny Ray Swindle, yeah, we know that part yet. Sergeant Edward C. Stevens of the homicide detail said the officers searched in the general area of the slaying for any additional shell casings. Well, I think they found all 7, and the killer hit every single shot. I mean, every bullet he shot made a mark. Hey, thank you, VP. Oh, really? What's wrong with what's happened to your sister, VP? And you know, well, tell me what happened to your sister. I don't know what happened to your sister. There's a $700 reward back then also for the information. That's a lot of money back then. That's probably like 10,000 now or something.
Chewbacca?
She has COVID too? Man. Yeah,
my
well,
monthly, adding a little extra and asking for prayers for my baby sister. Her condition is very grave. Thanks, profound heart.
well, everybody put out some prayers for VP's sister. Alright. If I was more savvy, I'd know exactly where to find the little emojis, but I'm not, so. Yeah, that's a nightmare. Man. That's probably why she was caught COVID so easily, maybe. Yeah, your immune system beaten down like that. Yeah, I think it actually, the prayers seem to work for people. It's kind of, you know, if you're a little bit skeptical in that stuff, it's just kind of weird how it worked for my brother, it seemed like. I mean, miracles. And look at, you know, at least for Scott today, you seem to make a nice little turn the other direction. Amazingly, out of nowhere. Okay, so I'm going to get back onto this. 4 shot in beach murders. Police Friday disclosed that they are searching for at least 4 persons believed to have been in the vicinity of the unsolved sniper slaying at Ocean Beach. The night of February 5th, a newlywed couple, Johnny Swindle 20, a sailor, and his bride, Joyce 19, were the victims. The couple were shot from a ledge above them while standing near a seawall at the end of a boardwalk where they had been accustomed to stroll each evening. In sifting hundreds of leads, detectives have interviewed all but 4 of 5 persons believed to have been near the murder scene at the time of the shooting at about 8:15 p.m. Now we know it was at 8:15. We have learned that a man and a woman were walking on the beach about a block away from the shooting. A man was on the rocks a short distance from the seawall, and another man was seen walking away from the bluffs just above the seawall. A man was seen running away from the beach about 2 blocks away. That might have been the murderer. Or the man who earlier had been standing on the rocks below the young couple. Stevens said police information indicates that an actual witness to the crime was among this group. If the witness fears public exposure, we will guarantee complete anonymity. God, I can't believe I was able to say that. Unbelievable. And secrecy of the information he or she provides, Stevens said. That word I always struggle with. Alright, sniper slang prober seek ex-resident. Police disclosed yesterday, this is in the 23rd of February, that they're looking for a 42-year-old man who moved away from Ocean Beach on or near the day a sniper's bullet killed Johnny Ray Swindle, 20, and his bride. He was identified as Charles Thomas Myrick, also known as George Woodside, with the nickname Woody. Yeah, let's see what this guy's doing. Now we got another name to look at. Wouldn't it be interesting if the Zodiac killer is in newspapers.com somewhere, but he just wasn't, you know, thought of as the person? Maybe a witness at one of the places. So Charles Thomas Myrick. Let me just do Charles Myrick. Get rid of the Thomas. Myrick's not a common name. No. Don't see it. It's not in there. Stevens emphasized that Myrick is not a suspect in the unsolved sniper slayings, it meant to say, not sayings. He said the bulletin was issued for two reasons: because Myrick moved from Ocean Beach on or near the day of the slayings, and because police have not been able to locate him for questioning. Stevens also disclosed for the first time that Swindle's wristwatch and his wallet containing his Navy identification and an Alabama driver's license are missing. So now we know a wristwatch is missing. Police believe Swindle was wearing the wristwatch and carrying the wallet when he and his bride of 1 week were shot from ambush near the seawall. The bulletin issued by Stevens asked officers throughout San Diego to contact the homicide detail if they know of anyone with access to a .22 caliber automatic rifle or hollow point ammunition. Both victims were shot repeatedly with an unidentified .22 caliber weapon. After 18 days of investigation, detectives have found no motive for the slayings. Police are also trying to locate 4 persons whom witnesses saw at the beach. Alright, now it's all the way up into March 7th. The young Marine accused of killing his parents and a sister with an axe in Illinois has denied he killed an Ocean Beach couple February 5th, police here were told yesterday. San Diego police had asked Decatur, Illinois authorities, who are holding Marine Private First Class Michael Lee Gambrill, 19, in connection with the axe killings, to question him about the double slayings here. Well, it's totally different. Johnny Ray Swindle, they were shot near the beach. Decatur police have mailed expended bullets from .22 caliber pistol found on Gambrill. Okay, so they did find a gun, a .22 caliber, with the guy with the axe, for comparison here with bullets used in sniper slangs. Gambrill's parents and sisters were killed with an axe while asleep. Well, shit. What about that case? Hold on. Well, what's going on with that one? Michael Lee Gambrill. Michael Gambrill held in Florida in triple slaying. So he was in the military. Gambrill, absent without leave from the Marine Corps, was apprehended in Boynton Beach, Florida, at 9:30 p.m. yesterday, and admitted. Okay, let me get back. And admitted slaying his father, Everett L. Gambrill, 49, his mother, Mary Eileen, 46, and his sister, Annabelle, 13, while they slept at their home at 1420 South 32nd Street. Gambrill will be returned to Decatur within the next 2 days. Wow. And I wasn't playing bongo records when I was at home, Gambrill said. Gambrill told Florida authorities he wasn't sure why he became so enraged. Ordinarily, he is reported to have said the only time he becomes excited is when he listens to bongo records. And I wasn't playing bongo records when I was home. Lieutenant Larry Yates of the criminal section of the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department said Gambrill was transferred from Boynton Beach at 2 a.m. today. Man, he just hacked his whole family to death with an axe. Will be held at 10:30. Why does somebody do that, man? It's wild. Alright, so it didn't turn out to be him. See, that's the thing, everybody. When you watch this channel, you get to hear about all these weird, random cases out there that nobody's talking about. Unfortunately, as you can see, we only have 200 people watching, which, you know, isn't horrible, but it's sad, right? It's like, oh, is it Summer Wells again? Oh, forget it. I'm out of here. I mean, this stuff here is very interesting. And actually, there's more information, to be honest with you. So, ballistics link rule out in 2 killing cases. Okay, so the ballistics rule out all the different cases that they've tried to compare it to. Yeah, why would bongo music make you enraged? All right, then 9 months later, at the end of 1964, recluse checked in sniper killings. A man picked up in a hobo jungle in Santa Ana is being investigated in the oceanfront sniper murders. The man held in Santa Barbara is George Edward Gill, 50, a recluse sought since the bodies of Linda Edwards, 17. Oh, that's those people. And Robert Dominguez, 18. That's the people that they believe are Zodiac victims. They're all over the place. Captain Edwin, on the internet you can find him. Captain Edwin D. Bolt of the San Diego Police Department said he wants to know where Gill was the first 5 days of February. And the reason he wants to know that is because he wants to see if he ended up killing Johnny, Ray, Swindle, and Joyce, his wife. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Sheriff Detective Gil Chera of Santa Barbara said Gill has been sought because he is known to have said he built the shack where the bodies of Lompoc teenagers were found. Santa Ana police said they arrested Gill Tuesday night during a routine check of vagrants in hobo jungles there. Hobo jungles, jeez. And he couldn't get away with that today. Doesn't bother me, though. I mean, you know, it is sort of like a jungle when you have a bunch of hobos and they build all these little things, and it's just this little weird community. We've got about 100 of those in Portland right now. Good times. Hobo faces lie test in killing of 2. Yeah, so anyways, I don't know if he passed it or not. Doesn't say it in there. Then 1965 rolls around. We're on January 10th. Still a mystery. So maybe this has a little bit more in it. Looks like I had a poor cropping, but I think I can read it. The week before Valentine's Day last year, a 20-year-old sailor bought a $1.75 box of candy and walked 2 blocks with his bride to admire the ocean. They walked to the end of a patio at 5116 Narragansett Avenue, Ocean Beach, where the swirling surf laps at the base of the cement wall. One of the last things Johnny Ray Swindle, 20, ever did was to place the box of candy on the retaining wall behind which the couple was standing. It was a moonless night as they looked upon the ocean. Atop an ice plant covered hill about 50 feet away from Johnny and his 19-year-old wife of 2 weeks, Joyce Ann, someone aimed a rifle at their backs and began pulling the trigger. The killer shot them 5 times from his vantage point on the hill. He then moved down to the patio to shoot them twice at close range. Twice more from close range. Swindle was shot 4 times, and his wife was shot in the left arm, the back, and the head. The couple was found at 8:35 p.m., 40 minutes after Swindle. A second. Right. Yeah, so 40 minutes after he purchased the candy from an Ocean Beach drugstore. So it sounds like they know that he purchased it now. And they knew what it cost. A woman in the area, Mrs. Marcy Shields, of 5014 Santa Monica Avenue. Here, let's see where that is. (5014) Santa Monica Avenue. Okay, so she was probably down there hanging out too. Okay, that's Marcy Shields. A woman in the area, Mrs. Marcy Shields, told police she heard 2 shots and a man scream, "No, no," about 8:30 p.m. Police said she probably heard the last 2 shots, the ones fired from close range. I totally agree with that. Yeah. Miss Swindle was dead when a resident in the area came upon the scene. Swindle died in Doctor's Hospital at 10:15 p.m. He never uttered a word, leaving the police nearly clueless from the start. Police made a house-to-house search in the Ocean Beach area and collected dozens of rifles. The Navy sent frogmen scouring the ocean bottom, in search of a murder weapon, and hundreds of leads were followed and dropped. Today, the police are still looking for the killer, the weapon, and motive. Swindle's mother, brother, and 3 sisters who live in Jasper, Alabama, and another sister in New Orleans could not give any reasons why anyone would kill the couple. Everyone police questioned who had known Johnny and Joyce Swindle said the same thing. They were a happy, quiet pair. They had been sweethearts from childhood in Alabama. Johnny was kind to his widowed mother and helped support her. 7 empty casings from a .22 caliber rifle at police headquarters here are the only threads the police have in trying to connect the double murder with the killer. Yeah, it's just I mean, these are the hardest ones. Just total random person. And that's the thing, like in the Summer Wells case, I mean, you know, you could look at it like, man, what if she did walk away, and when she walked away, given the fact that there's like 1,000 pedophiles that live right in that area, just was driving by and picked her up. Man, you're so far away from solving that case because she left on her own, and then it's just, you know, when you have random strangers, then it's tough. All right, so this one is from July 18th, 1965. A young sailor and his bride, a teenage divorcee, a brilliant graduate student, and the owner of a neighborhood grocery all died at the hands of persons unknown in San Diego. Despite months of interviews, page after page of reports, and thousands of man-hours of work by detectives and uniformed police, these 5 remain unsolved homicides. One of the most puzzling investigations, which is more than 15 months of work, has produced no promising suspects. Johnny Ray Swindle, 20, and his wife, Joyce Ann, 19, they were slain by a sniper as they leaned against a retaining wall along the shore at the foot of Narragansett. I can't say it again now. Narragansett Street. There was no motive, none at all, explained a homicide detective. These people had no enemies. The Cheryl Burnett homicide is one of 2 recent unsolved cases. Cheryl Burnett. Oh, Carol's the name I was thinking about, but yeah. One of the thickest file folders is the Swindle case, which occurred February 5th, 1964. Swindle was a Navy radio man, 3rd class, and he'd been married to his wife, Joyce, 19, barely 3 weeks, the night they decided to stroll along the shore. It was close to their apartment at 5073 Voltaire Street. On the way to the store, Swindle stopped at a drugstore and bought Joyce a box of Valentine's candy. They placed the box of candy on the retaining wall. I mean, a lot of the stuff's repeating, but it's always good to just kind of, you keep hammering home the main points, right? Where they stood watching the breakers. Someone stood on a cliff behind them. A .22 caliber rifle was raised, trained at their backs, and fired. The sniper pulled the trigger 5 times from the cliff, then came down to the beach and fired twice more. The 7 bullets remain the best clues police have, though tests have shown they weren't fired by any of the hundreds of rifles checked by the San Diego Police Department. The slayer, man or woman, might have been a psychopath, officers theorized. Exhaustive checking showed the couple had no enemies. Police have compared the local slangs. with cases all over the country. So that's why they think, you know, the Zodiac killer would fit right into this. Just some random, you know, he's not known to the victims. So I think that's why people picked up on him. This case is one of those. All right. Yeah, see, look at the... Wait a minute, do I have this set tonight? No, I guess not. I was just looking, there's 0 comments by anybody that's not a channel member or moderator. Except I looked up there and I saw one by Ninshir Baxley. That's it. I mean, way up there. The rest of them... Thank you, Sooner History. Yeah, we're about $10 short of the standard night here, so we're almost there. Well, 13. So. Thank you, Sooner History. Am I gonna get in trouble for your your emoji? I don't care. All right, police recall 4 similar area killings. Okay, so I think that's similar to the last one. I just collect them all. All right, 1966. That's what I didn't do. I should have checked for a later date. Thank you, Brandy Bradford. There's 3 of it. There's 3 of the 13. Oh, and there we go. Boom. Thank you.
Ocean Wave.
Emily Flotilla. Hey, by the way, Emily, I think you're a moderator in that new group. You know, the new show, the new page. We decided to put you in there, just to let you know. If you don't mind. Yeah, on the So Mean Allegedly. Like, neither of us are putting people that are moderators on our own channels. So
Chewbacca?
Emily Flotilla. So you and Brandy Bradford. Oh, thank you, Nicole Wilson. And we might add a couple more here and there. That was just the first ones. Yeah, well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Very cool. Yeah, and then there was the sniper that died. They were wondering if he had something to do with it, but I don't know. I'm not even going to go through it. And then 1978. Yeah, we might add a few more, like maybe 5 or something. Yeah, there's a new channel with me and Chasing Truth called So Mean Allegedly. And Zozo just put the it's like So Mean Allegedly. Yeah, it's just kind of we have fun just kind of, you know, going back and forth and trying to work through things. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys like it? Or I do. I have a good time on there. And I wouldn't care if you didn't, so I guess you don't need to actually answer. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Lori Staggs. Very cool. Thank you very much, Lori.
Chewbacca?
Hey, thank you, Rita Schaefer. There we go. All right. Cool. We had a normal night, even after we did another show. Okay, that's good. Very cool. Trying to open up this one here, 1978. Rita Schaefer. That's right. Well, I said I wouldn't care if you said you didn't like it. Okay, because I like it, and really that's all that matters, right? I mean, what difference does it make? You know, and I guess that's sort of what I feel about the rewind mode. I hate rewind mode, and I think I'm never going to do it again on this channel, but we probably have it on that one because there's so many people that show up, and I think it makes it more retention if people have the ability to go back and see what was said, especially if you're not going to recap every 5 minutes. No, it says it. It's in her history. You just gotta listen to it. It's there. It was kind of shaky the way it was in it, but that video that I have says, "So mean!" And then it's just part of a video, so it can't get removed. Yeah. You might have cut off too early or whatever, but that's definitely possible that I hit the end show button before the video actually got streamed. I know, yeah, that damn rewind mode is ridiculous. Okay, so this is just the last one. It says San Diego's best-known police detective, Lieutenant Ed Stevens, 51, plans to turn his badge today after 28 years as... I mean, it's amazing how early you can retire sometimes. And despite his failure to close the file on every case, there's never been a homicide boss go in and out of here with no unsolved murders, he conceded, but I wanted to do them all. Stephen's chances of reaching that goal crumbled with the first murder case he ever handled, and that was Johnny and Joyce Swindle, a young Navy couple shot to death by an unknown gunman as they sat eating candy. Now they're saying they were eating it on a, maybe, you know, obviously the box is there and they were just eating it, maybe. Yeah, that kind of makes more sense now. The first one out of the chute was the double murder, Stevens said unhappily, and I'm no closer to it today than I was then. And yet, not 10 minutes ago, I got a call from a lady with what she considered another lead in that case. I still get calls periodically. Stevens ticked off a few other cases that still annoy him because they resist solution. All unsolved murders are distasteful to me, he said. There are the relatives of all those victims out there. The solution that gave him the most satisfaction during his career involved not a murder case but a rape. A Los Angeles area family vacation village hotel room was invaded by several young men who bound and gagged a father and son while raping the mother and daughter before their eyes. Oh my God. What case is that? It took the better part of a year to find the rapist. Stevens had a remarkably high solution record despite his disappointment over the failures. I've only been as good as the people I've worked with for me. Hey, I feel the same way. That's what you guys are. Without you guys, we're not doing anything. We're doing a video here and there, okay? Stevens, when he was 23, had to cheat on his physical exam to join the department. He hid some fishing inkers beneath his clothes to make the minimum height. That's funny. My son Jimmy wants to be a cop, Stevens said. He won't have that trouble. Jimmy, who was 19, is 6'3". There was one other highlight in my career, Stevens volunteered. I turned down Howard Cosell when he asked for police escort the All-Star Game. Stevens, like former San Diego Police Chief Ray Hubler, is going to work as a security man for the Atlas hotel chain. What else we got? All right, so let's watch the video one last time. Okay. You guys want to do that? I'll try to make it as big as it can be. Well, listen, everybody. Emily Flotilla has been around here for a long time, and we don't really. I'm trying. I had so many moderators on here. It was pretty ridiculous. Like there was like 80 moderators. So I cut that way down, and Emily Flotilla's always been on here, and she's always been nice. And what we decided was we wouldn't put any of our own moderators as moderators on the new channel, because then people are going to be like, well, how come I wasn't made one? And that's just the way it is. I learned that when I had to get rid of so many moderators. It made people upset. So I think that's sort of the way to do it. And she's always, really kind and nice and follows along. I can see that she knows what's going on and everything. Yeah, there you go. See. So those are 4 or 5 bullet shells. Just look at that. Again, look at that one there. Again, what a great shot that is. Oh man. That's just crazy. Like that's the guy. Look at he's literally right there taking notes while looking at her body on the ground, because the camera just pans. It's not like yeah. That's where they lived. I think that is the one. That was the one. Watch this. That is the one. Yeah, see how it's on the left-hand side? That's what I thought when I was looking at it. So you go back over to the apartment, and it's this one, just like this. And even the pin goes on there. And it's that one. You can see 7-3 right there. So that's where they live. That's the one that they were renting. See? Then there's added a little extra flair to it there, but you see there's a vent. Everything's the same. I don't know what this is right there, however. Looks like an extra wall they had there. What are you talking about, CC? God. Did you go out tonight, CC, and have a couple of cocktails? I mean, this channel is Gray Hughes Investigates. Isn't that obvious? Am I on the new channel? There's no show going on the new channel. So no.
And Shank, where were the couple standing when they were shot?
By the seawall in this observation point right below here.
Were they apparently admiring the seascape at the time?
Okay, well, I didn't get the humor. That's all right.
Well, certainly that's a possibility. Their landlady says they frequently took walks along the beach in the evening. There was an unopened box of Valentine candy on the wall alongside. I think that's a logical assumption, yes.
He shot 5 times then, from what distance?
Well, that's around 50 feet away in a straight line and, I would say 15 or 20 feet higher above where they were standing.
What was the caliber of the bullets?
22 caliber.
You don't know whether it was a rifle or a pistol?
No, we don't.
Did you find any cartridges right near the bodies?
2 ejected cartridges nearby, yes.
The assumption possibly then is that after shooting from long range, he went down and...
Basically, everything he just said, you would never hear anybody say now. Oh, yeah, there was 22 caliber ejected shells right there. Yeah. I mean, nothing they're talking about would ever be discussed now. See the big difference compared to back then? Look how amazing that is. I mean, they even have footage of her on the ground, and it's just totally different times now.
Shot at closer range?
Well, at least there are 2 empty cartridges there. I wouldn't care to assume anything if I don't know any more about that.
Thanks very much, Lieutenant Schenk. Mrs. West, when you went to the scene of the shootings, what was the situation?
Well, she was like she was on her stomach, and his
Jessica
arm was partly around her. She didn't move, and you could see he was gurgling and gasping. You could see his throat, a lot of action there, and groaning with it. And of course then I ran back up because I knew we needed an ambulance.
Did it appear that the woman was dead at the time?
She didn't move, and the maintenance man had looked, and he said she didn't move either. And
did it appear that her husband was attempting to protect her?
His arm was like...
And she's found exactly the same way that she's described it. The video that we saw of her is exactly how she's describing.
He was sort of on his side, like, and his arm was around her. Her face was down, but it was a little bit towards the side, too. It was down, but a little bit to the side. And he was trying to protect her. And that's the idea you got, despite the fact he was gurgling and everything.
I think she's great, actually. I mean, she's about as detailed as you could possibly imagine. I mean...
That's the idea you got, despite the fact he was gurgling and everything. It was real bad.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Shields, in your apartment, a block and a half away from the murder scene, what did you hear last night?
Well, I heard 2 gunshots. One, they were about 2 to 3 seconds apart. And then I heard a man scream, "No, no." And I didn't relate him at the time, but I thought, well, maybe somebody's getting robbed. But since my husband's gone, I don't venture outside at night by myself. So that's all I heard, and that's what I told the police.
This was at about the same time as the murder was believed to have taken place.
It was about 8:30 last night.
Strange that nobody right near the scene heard any...
See, the thing is, Beholder, you want people like that. That's how you want people to be. Not, well, they were just there, and, that's cool. And see, that gives people a description, so you can figure stuff out.
These sounds or of shouting or of shots fired.
Like Candace Wells, you don't want people talking about something the way she originally was. It's like, yeah. Dropped my grandma off at the hospital, picked up her prescription, then we dropped the prescription off, then went swimming, and then got her medication, dropped Hunter off, went home, planted some flowers, and then she wanted to go back inside, and then we looked for her and couldn't find her. I mean, that's it, right? That doesn't give you anything, okay?
The explanation they gave for that, since the man fired the first shots up on top of the cliff, when he came down here, the people couldn't hear it because of the wall that's right here. But the sound carried from here to where I live. I mean, it carried by, I guess, waves, whatever you want to call it. But they say that's why they didn't hear him on top of the hill.
These were probably the 2 final shots which were fired.
I mean, so that's very observant of her, like she was talking about sound waves. And again, that was something I was talking about I think yesterday, about how it's downhill, and on today's show, that being down that hill in the Wells case, anybody up above wouldn't be able to hear anything because the sound waves would bounce off the hill and then kind of shoot up over the house.
Here to where I live. I mean, it carried by, I guess, waves, whatever you want to call it. But they say that's why they didn't hear him on top of the hill.
These were probably the 2 final shots which were fired at close range.
That's what he said, that was the 2 last shots that killed him.
Yep.
Mr. Smith, when did you rent the apartment to the boy?
The 3rd of last month.
Was that before they were married?
Yes, sir, it was before they were married.
Did he say then that he was going back to Alabama to get his bride?
Yes, sir, that's what he told me, that he was going back to get his bride.
What sort of a couple were they, as far as you know?
Very fine couple that I would like to have in the court always.
Did they have very many visitors?
Not at all, haven't seen no one here.
Did she say that she liked to look at the ocean? Was that the reason they took these trips every night along the ocean?
Yes, he told me yesterday as we was working along that Joyce was terribly fascinated by the ocean. Cannot keep her away from her.
When was the last that you saw them?
3 o'clock yesterday afternoon when he left me.
What was he doing at the time?
He was finishing a painting job for me.
Oh, he was doing a painting job for you. Was he trying to earn some extra money?
Yes, sir, that's what he said. They need the money because they were running short on money. And he was very glad to do some work for me.
They were both very good tenants?
Seemingly they were very quiet. That's all I know about them.
He's like, man, can you guys get me?
Did he say that they were child?
He probably went and socked the guy in the face in between that cut there.
Did he say that they were childhood sweethearts back in Alabama?
Yes, sir, he mentioned that to me.
He's like, come on, are you going to say any more? It cut, you know. You know, he was hoping she'd do this whole thing. Yes, they loved each other for years, and they were talking about having babies together. But man, he sure doesn't give her a lot of time to, maybe have any bit of flourishment in there. I mean, look at this right here. Watch. It's like, jeez, okay, are you gonna answer it this time? Here we go.
Did he say that they were childhood sweethearts back in Alabama?
Yes, sir, he mentioned that to me.
Yeah, cut, guy. Yeah, this, I know. He's just, what an idiot. Are you kidding me? He holds the mic there. She's not saying anymore, and he's like, all this stuff probably made it to the cutting room floor, and they just put it all back together again. He's like, I bet she never made it. Let's put it this way. She wasn't on the news, okay? She did make it onto the print. But it wasn't like, live at 11 with Chuck Sampson, here we go. Cut, yeah. That's ridiculous. Oh, man. Let's just see that one more time. I almost want to, that'd be a cool emoji. Watch.
Alabama?
Yes, sir, he mentioned that to me.
Gosh. Man, what else we got here? Anyways, I don't know why that's funny to me, but it just is. Okay? I don't need an explanation. Yeah. So, as a recap here, I guess what we'll say is that they had gone out. They lived over here. They live right here. And hold on. Do I have the right folder up here? Oops. I don't. Heck, I don't even know where the folder is now. Darn it. 19. Yeah, don't know. Hold on. Oh, it was right way up there. Oops. Okay. Well, anyways. I don't have any music either. Yeah, so Johnny, he was in the military, Navy, and he was on leave, and he rented an apartment here, and then he went back to marry his bride and that's Joyce, in Alabama, and then they both came back to this apartment, and then after the 3 weeks he had to go back up to Washington as part of the Navy to get on a boat, and the boat was on a ship, and then the ship was gonna come back down to the San Diego area, and then he could be back with his wife. But on this night, they went apparently down on the boardwalk, bought some candy, and then they walked down these stairs right here, and then they were standing on, I think they made it to, that's a shadow right there. So they were standing maybe like right in this area, and then a killer came by and was on this hill right here and shot them 5 times from up above, and they found those shells. Then after they were hit and squirming, this guy must have sat there and waited for the perfect timing where there wasn't any other people around in the physical area, like right there. And then he walked down across, jumped down there, and then he shot both of them from point blank range in the head. And Johnny, he lived for a few hours, but he died at the hospital, and she was dead at the scene on her stomach, and he'd been shot, I think it was in the thigh, arm, left ear, and right temple, and then she was shot in the head, back, and maybe he was shot in the back too, but anyway, they were both shot 7 different wounds, and they found 7 shell casings. And apparently when the police got there, the box of candy that they were eating from was on the rail right there. And there was various suspects over the years, and they learned that they had no enemies, and it appears to be a random killing, and some people have associated it with the Zodiac killer. So there you go, everybody. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Let me get the. I feel weird when I don't have my background music. It's almost like my Linus blanket. So here we go. God, everything's so slow now. Come on. Wow. Unbelievable. Can't wait to get a new computer. Probably in January. And that's where the money that goes to help support the channel allows me to get a new computer. Yeah, well, the other case that was just like it was very similar. And they think that one is Zodiac. I guess that's what just like it means. It's very similar. Yeah. No, you want to? Well, whatever. Yeah, sure, Emily, if you want to. I mean, you don't have to send it in. I'll do a flyover anyways. But about what, Charles? I don't even know what I just said. Yeah, I'm sure it's okay without it. I just need that little bit going on. Oh, you mean my computer? Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is you guys, when you send in money, like I say, 40 to 50% goes to true crime charities. The rest of the money, I keep it, to help support my channel and to justify actually spending 3 hours a day doing live shows and all the research as well on those very same days. Hey, well, thank you anyways, Emily Flotilla. Goal! Tiempo en goal, son las 2:30, goal! And I'm not making it up, that's what they sound like, okay? And if you think I'm making that up, I'll play you a sample of that here in a second. Can I do the flyby at the normal spot there, Emily? Or is there a specific place that I need to... Alright, here we go. Let me see if one of these pops up. Doesn't matter which one you pull up, but here we go.
El Chicharito, Chicharito. Ahí la tiene Torrado. Torrado la juega por abajo, el arquero sale, la tiene Gio. No hay arquero. ¿Quién le pega? ¡Gio! ¡Golazo! ¡Poema de gol! Apago la luz y me voy.
I told you, the first one out of the gate.
Cántalo y derramó Caleri, Tevez, Caleri o Tevez, Tevez no, Caleri, cántalo y de Rabona, sí, Diego de Rabona, gol.
Here it is. Did I call that or what, man?
As we reconvene the internationals in the springtime. Well, there's a long ball through, and oh my God,
an insane goal!
Okay, you gotta admit, man, that's exactly what I told you, right? It's hilarious. I like it though. It just makes it sound so much more like wow, you know. So hey, Emily Flotilla, can I go around in the same place that I normally fly around, or? Yeah, well, they probably don't have those announcers at those games, right, CC? I was good at soccer and, well, basketball, not baseball. He left out a couple letters there. You need the K and a T. Alright. I'm just going to do the regular flyby plays. Oops. Alright, but before that, I'm not going to do the... I'm not going to get John Boy to come in here.
Oh, you know what, Gray? I want to do it.
Okay, you can do it. Alright, jeez. 5 brain cells. One's not working.
Did you hear what it said?
Alright, here we go. Go ahead and do it, John Boy. Where are you?
I'm right here, Gray. Gee, you're so mean.
Oh boy.
Rita Schaefer. Randy Bradford. Allie Kate. Laura Nelson. That was a cat eye donation. Golly. Nicole Wilson. Hazelnut, welcome, channel member. Happy Friday Maker. Denise. I did it, yes. Denise, not Dennis. Smith. Butterfly Kisses, welcome. Lee D. Michelle Nicholas. Matt Pavia. Emily Flotilla. DC. Randy Bradford, LM, Emily Flotilla, Life is Short, Rita Schaefer, Matt Pavia, Connie Lee, Michelle Davenport, Life is Short, Nicole Wilson, JD, Michelle Sakura Griggs, channel member, welcome, Megazoid, Eula S, VP, everybody pray for VP's sister, Sooner History, Randy Bradford, Emily Flotilla, Nicole Wilson, Lori Staggs, Rita Schaefer, Jessica Schumach, and Emily Flotilla.
Go! I can't do it. Alright, so I gotta get the other music going here. Hold on a second. Where the heck is it? And by the way, the music that we play during the flybys is actually called Furious Freaks. How ironic is that, huh? Isn't that amazing? Alright, so thank you guys for showing up tonight, and keep putting out your well wishes for Scott. You know, we don't want him to, you know, go back the other direction. So keep putting out your prayers for him and all of the Chasing Truth family. It sounds like the Regeneron really worked well for her. She's feeling a lot better now. And both of her kids have tested negative now, so everybody's doing well except Scott. But Scott actually has made a little bit of a turnaround there. So pretty excited about that. All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time...
Yeah, Greg, can't wait for the flyby, man. It's gonna be really neat.
I'm gonna get ya. Would you shut up, Mary Lou? I'm trying to do the last part of the show, the dance. Is my nectar. Oh boy. Okay.
And I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Full deflector, interceptor. I mean a little spectre with a vector. On inspector with all respect, yo.
Just remember I have a temple fucking check ya.
I have no agenda. I'm no agenda.
And I'll serve it to you straight without the blender.
And in the end,
I'm gonna send ya
on a mission to
reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later. Okay, hold on. Middle monitor. All right. It's smooth.
Huh? What is namaste? What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. Doesn't even exist. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I just looked it up. It doesn't exist, man. Spell it right. What do you mean, namaste, Rock? What the heck are you talking about, Emily? What the hell? Man, look how great those models are of the mountains. Wow, you're so meta, man. You're so meta, Emily. You're so meta, man. You know what? I'm gonna go meet Emily Flotilla one day. She's probably gonna have a tie-dye t-shirt on, a couple bandanas. night, Amber Maiden. Good night, Amber Maiden. Yeah, can you believe Joe Biden? What a joke, man. Gee, they didn't even protect their own soldiers at the last minute. What an asshole. I'm never voting for that guy again.
Hey, you voted for him? What do you mean you voted for him?
Well, I thought, maybe he would just be different, but he's worse.
Okay, so you have buyer's remorse.
Yes, I do.
Well, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight and supporting the channel. And yeah, look at that. It's Nebulae Uglaglugluglug. And I don't know if that exists, but given the sheer number of nebulae out there, I'm sure that's a name of one of them. All right. So thank you guys for showing up tonight. Emily Flotilla was getting a little bit metaphysical on us there. It was really... she was trying to bust out the tie-dye t-shirts, the hey, I'm a haven warrior, na 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 na. Hey, I'm a haven warrior. Na, na, na. Yeah. Okay. Everyone send that clip over. Maybe she'll be able to sing along with it. Alright. Yeah. Alright, everybody. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I was going to mention at the beginning of the show the 13 U.S. soldiers that were killed in Afghanistan today when, good old Joe Biden didn't protect the troops, and it did it so stupidly. Getting out of there, it was insane. What you do is you slowly start removing people where they're not even paying attention. And then they're all gone, but you leave the troops in position the way they've always been, so everything looked normal. That's how it should be. Then you say, we're leaving now, and what you do is you place explosives on all the helicopters and equipment that you've left behind, but I would actually do it where it is... what I would have actually done was put remote detonation devices on the equipment, but hide it, especially on helicopters. And when those helicopters are being flown by the Taliban, you just sort of set off the remote detonations, and boom, you take out a person who learned to fly our own helicopters. Yes, I think that'd be fantastic. Unfortunately, people like me that are reasonable and logical weren't in charge of this situation. We have a lunatic and somebody who's senile in office who had no clue what he was doing. He was the guy that advised Obama even against the raid that took out bin Laden. Okay? So that's the kind of person you're dealing with here. Just a really shitty person. Now, he's trying to sound tough now, but he's blown it. Okay? All right, everybody, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys showing up tonight. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there.
Are you leaving, Gray?
Yes, I am. That's why I said be safe out there.
Okay, everybody, be safe out there.
No, I didn't say for you to say it. I already said, forget it.
Gosh, Gray, you're always so mean to me.
Why'd you cry at that?
I don't know. Just did.
See, there you go. You forgot to keep the cry sound in your voice. All right. All right, everybody. See you guys tomorrow. And be safe out there.